So you're looking for an action camera. You see the market and it's full of companies chasing bigger and bigger numbers, 5K, 8K, and you're trying to figure out if you really need all those pixels. Well, when DJI launched the Osmo Action 5 Pro, they took a different approach. Instead of chasing resolution, they pivoted to practicality. The whole idea was to build a reliable workhorse for the real world, not just the spec sheet. By the end of this video, you'll know if that strategy paid off and whether this camera, after being on the market for quite a bit now, is it the right one for you. We'll cover the huge hardware upgrades like the battery and the internal storage, but the real story here is the image quality and the firmware roller coaster that came with it. Now, stick with me and I'll give you the final verdict on if this is still a smart buy today. So the Action 5 Pro, its core promises were all about fixing common frustrations. While it kept the same 1 and 1.3 inch sensor size from the predecessor, it came with a new chip, a jump to 40 megapixels for photos, and a new super night mode for low light. But the real headliners were the quality of life features. First, the battery is bigger, a 1950 milliamp cell that gives it class-leading endurance. Then, they added 47 gigabytes of internal storage, which is an absolute game changer. I love this feature. I can't tell you how many times a built-in safety net like that could have saved a shoot of mine, because I always forget memory cards, believe it or not. Also, they pushed the durability even further with an industry-leading 20-meter waterproof rating right out of the box. Now, in the real world, this hardware, it's exceptional. It is reliable. It's a workhorse that can handle extreme heat and cold. And for the vloggers, the seamless receiverless connection to DJI's wireless mics is still a top-tier feature that makes getting great, incredible audio super simple. As a matter of fact, I'm using that right now. This is a DJI Mic Mini right here. And as you can see, or as you can hear, the audio, absolutely amazing. Okay, so the hardware is a clear win on almost every practical level. Better battery, internal storage, tougher build. But all the best hardware in the world doesn't matter if the software and the image quality don't hold up. And that's where the story of the Action 5 Pro gets a little bit complicated. This is the part that will really determine if it's a recommendation or a hard pass. The firmware roller coaster. The biggest issue with this camera has been its software journey, something users have called a firmware roller coaster. DJI has been pushing out updates to fix the problems, but sometimes those updates, they introduce even bigger bugs. We've seen issues like a weird exposure breathing where the image pulses during movement, a halo vignette caused by the stabilization, and a bug that cuts off the first couple of seconds of audio when you are using a wireless mic. This inconsistency has directly impacted the image quality. And the feedback, it's been really polarizing. Some users call the 4K video phenomenal and beautiful, while a vocal group has called it absolute garbage and washed out, grainy, and kinda soft. Some have even found that the older Action 4 produces a more consistently pleasing image. You can look that up right now. Just footages comparing the Action 4 and the Action 5 Pro online, and you can be the judge. Which one looks more pleasing to you? Because a majority of the people who has seen those comparisons actually prefer the previous version. Now think about that. It's really frustrating if you bought the new flagship and the image quality of the previous version is better. So the hardware is clearly capable, but the image processing has been unreliable. Having said that, as of today, it's July 14, 2025, and I am rocking the latest firmware, and this one, it's super reliable. Together with the update, they have included a better look for the standard picture profile. So this particular shot is done with the standard picture profile, and I'm using a DJI Mic Mini right here for the audio. And as you can see, the quality, it's pretty good. Mic quality, pretty good as well. It's pretty crispy. So I'm liking this latest firmware. So far, I haven't had any problems with it. I've also seen that if you go adjust the settings, like for example, you lessen the texture, you lessen the sharpness, and you go -3 on exposure, it produces a far more pleasing image. At that point, once you make those adjustments, if you compare this footage as opposed to the footage of like the previous model, I would actually prefer this already. So out of the box, it might not look the best, but just make those adjustments. Let me know if you need that info. I'll make another video for it if you need it, but make the adjustments, go update to the latest firmware, and you will get a far superior image. So where does that leave us? The Action 5 Pro remains a story of brilliant hardware undermined by software inconsistency. To figure out if it's for you, let's go ahead and break it down. For the vlogger and anyone in the DJI ecosystem, this is a definite buy. The combination of best-in-class battery life, seamless mic integration, and the safety net of internal storage, that alone makes this a powerful and convenient tool. For the all-weather and underwater adventurer, it's also a buy. With its 20-meter native waterproofing and excellent cold weather performance, this is arguably the most rugged action camera you can get right out of the box. For the resolution purists, this is an avoid. If your workflow requires more than 4K video, the GoPro Hero 13 or Insta360 Ace Pro 2 are your alternatives. And for the set it and forget it user, consider it with caution. The firmware roller coaster, it's still a problem. If you demand absolute consistency and don't want to troubleshoot your gear, this camera's instability could be a deal breaker for you. At its price of around $349, it offers incredible value, packing features its more expensive rivals don't even have. It is the undisputed champion of performance per dollar, but it comes with a big asterisk. For any creator whose needs align with its practical strengths and who has the patience for its software journey, the DJI Osmo Action 5 Pro is the smartest buy in the action camera market today. It is my action camera of choice, and I've tested a few, and I feel like that statement alone speaks volumes. Anyway, if you're considering getting one, I've attached a link in the description. That's the cheapest one that I can find right now. Good luck, and I'll see you on the next one.